De La Vibera, one of 6 transfers in the first 11 for Coach Jordan's team. A lot of newcomers for UCLA. 2026 collegiate men's soccer season is underway with the Cavaliers in navy and the Bruins in white. What's going to catch your eye early in this game, Patty?
Well, I think it's going to be interesting to see how UCLA comes out, and do they try to press Virginia early and put that back line under pressure. This is a Virginia back line that returns 2 of the 3 center backs who have been were so good in possession last fall in Zach Aaron Price and Sebastian Pop. So if you're going to knock Virginia off their style, off that ability to knock the ball around and can maintain possession, you're going to have to press them a little bit deeper and not allow those center backs to be the first line of offense.
Cavaliers played so well a year ago in tight games. They had 9 of their 12 wins by 1 goal, in large part because that back line was so comfortable with one another. They bring on Isaac Makatuya as that 3rd center back this season. Throw in here for Virginia, and here's the first touch for Makatuya. Zachary Aaron Price beginning his sophomore season. In some respects, came out of nowhere last year. No one was really expecting him to be a full-time starter for this team, but as Patty touched on, he had a phenomenal first year as a hoop.
Well, he did, and there was some talk about potentially turning pro. Certainly looked at his options, elected to come back, continue to develop here in Charlottesville for his sophomore year. But as you note, surprised a lot of people in that freshman year. People surprised no one in his sophomore year. One of the biggest prospects in college soccer now heading into this fall, and certainly on the radar of a ton of pro scouts, of a ton of members of the media and college coaches across the country.
Big part in Virginia's ACC regular season championship. Advanced to the ACC title game for the first time since 2019. They fell to SMU in the championship game. That snapped a 14-match unbeaten streak for the Hoos. And the season ended in disappointment for Virginia as they lost to UNCG in the second round of the NCAA tournament in penalties. Marco Dos Santos, who had 10 assists last season, falls down. And a restart here for Virginia. UCLA on the other side, 8-6-5 last year. They got off to a really slow start. They were winless in their first 5 games, but they gelled as the season continued. 4-1-1 in their final 6 regular season games and finished up as Big Ten tournament title champs. H.A. Smith checking into the ball, wearing 9 in navy. Smith scoring 4 goals his junior season, now in year 3 with the Cavaliers after coming over from Tyler Junior College. Pair of squads that lost a lot of production from last year. Patty touched on it off the top with Nicholas Simmons, the reigning ACC Freshman of the Year, being selected 3rd in the MLS draft by FC Dallas, so a bigger role for Smith this year up top. Here's Makatuya to Smith, tries to use that large frame at 6'4". Zach Newell steps in the way for UCLA, one of those transfers in the starting 11. Free kick for UCLA as Bakari Tanjagora commits the foul. Bruins looking to go direct. They can't find Jaime Amaro, the reigning America East striker of the year, moving over from Bryant. This Bruins program, for their standards, in the doldrums a little bit throughout the middle of the 2010s. But with Ryan Jordan's leadership, they are back on the national stage, making 5 straight NCAA tournaments. Wafted into the box there off the foot of James Madison transfer Cameron Arnold. Goal kick for Virginia as we get our first look at Spencer Sanderson for the Cavaliers, making his first collegiate start tonight. Patty, they have big expectations for Sanderson. This is a guy they thought could start last season, but some injuries derailed his second year with the Hoos.
Well, and steps into the role and has looked the part in preseason. Certainly a guy who's spent time now in Charlottesville, is comfortable, and while this may be his first college start, is already a veteran leader of this team, and certainly will look to be that stalwart in between the pipes for the Cavaliers.
Virginia saying goodbye to Casper Moles, who was in between the sticks for one season after moving over from Kentucky. Moles was a second-team All-ACC selection a year ago. Here's Trey Wright, who's played some center back and now outside back in his career. Wide it goes now for Amaro. Got tangled up for a moment there with Aaron Price. They switch the point of the attack. De La Vibra, excellent playmaker. All Sun Belt Conference second-team selection a year ago. Shakir Nixon looks up, sprays it into the box, and Virginia hustles to clear it out. Nice work from A.J. Smith, and now Dos Santos. All right, to curl it right back to Smith. That was unavailable. Heavy touch from Nixon. Dos Santos pinwheels down. This ends up as a UCLA throw, I believe. As Nixon reinserts it into play. Virginia picked third in the preseason ACC poll behind NC State and Stanford, one of the 4 ACC clubs that are ranked heading into 2026. UCLA fourth behind the 3 ranked Big Ten teams. Washington, Maryland, and Indiana. Huskies the reigning national champs. Certainly feels like, Patty, in these first 6.5 minutes, both teams just kind of feeling each other out in this opener.
Yeah, it's a little choppy, and certainly neither team has settled in and knocked the ball around the way we know both like to do. But that's to be expected. A season opener, and certainly a little bit of nerves. A top program coming to town, and so you would hope for both squads as we head into now 10-15 minutes into this match, can they start to settle in and find the rhythm of this game, because both of these teams capable of playing very high quality soccer.
Yeah, we had a great conversation with Ryan Jordan the other day, and he said, going into game one, there is always uncertainty. We pay attention to how teams play typically. We have an expectation, but your team and your staff, they got to be flexible. They need to assess in game. There probably are more answers for the Virginia side than there are for UCLA. Again, a Bruins team, more than half of their lineup is via the transfer portal. Virginia certainly has its share of newcomers, but not as many.
Well, that's right, and the lion's share of this Virginia squad, whether they were starters last fall or not, is back, and so there is some continuity across the back line in midfield. Certainly guys like Bakary Tanjagora are going to play bigger roles, and Sammy Alue maybe in a little bit of a different spot. We've seen him centrally early in his career. Now you'll see him out wide left, but the core of this team is back, and so for George Galnavach, he has something to build on, and that's something what was an ACC regular season title. So this will be a Virginia team that has very high expectations. As you note for UCLA, they've turned over a large portion of the roster and lost a ton of scoring from 2025. So the question there is, can these Bruins in 2026 get off to a much better start than they did in 2025? Because it was slow last fall, and they built into that fall and ultimately hit their stride at the opportune time in running the table and winning the Big Ten title before going out to a very good Grand Canyon team in the NCAA tournament, in which they were the better team in that game. But Ryan Jordan, the next step for this program is to be more consistent throughout an entire season and to announce themselves back on the stage as a College Cup contender and one of the nation's elite.
And look, Patty, you can't look ahead all too much, but you speak to some of the folks at UCLA, and for some of those players who have been with the program now for 3 or 4 years, a select few, they haven't won a tournament game in the last 3 years, despite some of the success they've had. So they are trying to build and progress as they get to the postseason. Here's Bakary Tanjagora. For many seasons for UVA, it felt like Albin Gashi and Umberto Pella manned those 2 center mid spots for Virginia. This year, it's Tanjagora, and they welcome back Brendan Lamb wearing 8 in Navy, who missed a majority of last season with injury.
Well, and Brendan Lamb is such a fantastic leader, of this squad, an ambassador for this program, but on the soccer side, covers a ton of ground. And he will go unnoticed for large portions of this game, but do not let him fall off your screen, because when this Virginia team is clicking both in and out of possession, it is because of his play and what he can do to dictate the pace of play. It really has that metronome in midfield.
And Coach Gelnovich saying, you know, no one remembers him from last year because of the toe issue that he suffered early in the season against George Mason, and he missed nearly 2 months because of that injury. But he is the voice of this team, one of the 3 captains alongside Sebastian Pop and Marco Dos Santos. De La Vibora, the furthest man back right now for UCLA, as he hands it off to Ryan Tiltak, sophomore from Toronto. 8 starts a year ago. All of those starts, though, were in August or September. So it's been a minute since he's been in between the sticks, starting for a real game. Amaro, a couple of fancy moves, serves it in off the head of Makatuya. Here's the always dangerous Dos Santos. Virginia used him as a forward primarily last season. Now they're dropping him in to more of a center attacking mid role, and Coach Gelnovich thinks he can thrive in that spot.
Well, he can play a number of different spots. You can even play him as a wingback if you really needed to, but where he's best is where you can allow him to have freedom in that number 10 or almost in false 9 role, in which you let him be the creative playmaker that he is. There's a reason that he led this team last year with 10 assists. He will get in great spots. He'll connect passes in dangerous areas, and he will set up the likes of A.J. Smith and Arnold Machazi up top to score goals in bunches.
And Coach Gelnovich saying the best part of their preseason, the front 3, Dos Santos, Smith, and then the newcomer, Arnold Machazi, who comes in from San Jose State. The partnership between the 2 forwards and Dos Santos has been brilliant thus far. De La Vibora looks up, takes Parvu for a ride, and De La Vibora runs out of room. Parvu sticks right with him. I can see why you're bullish on this guy, Patty.
But it's really two-way. I mean, you get a sense there of the feel that he has on the defensive side of the ball and how tough a 1v1 defender is. But when he gets going in the attack, he gets in really good spots, and he is as good as anyone on this roster at creating dangerous chances from the cross. He will whip a very dangerous ball into the box, and we saw it time again in 2025. He would be inserted into the game, change the game, and create chances.
A.J. Smith gallops in transition, taking on Victor Thia-Uriz. UCLA recovers. Mathis Richter, number 5, one of the 2 center backs for UCLA, a transfer from UAB 2 seasons back, the American Freshman of the Year. Takeaway from Samuel Lue as Tanjagora recycles for Sebastian Pop, ACC preseason watch list member. I think he's a leader based on what we just saw there, telling his team, hey, calm down, relax. Lamb, who likes to play on this left side. Look to corkscrew it to Dos Santos to no avail. Adrian Aguilar goes down in midfield. Dos Santos tries to poke it in the direction of Machazi. And UCLA will get it on the restart. Under Marta Carrena. Exchanges on the far side and receives it back. Some good movement from De La Vibora. Talked about the uncertainty of going into a season opener. What Coach Gelnovich did know about UCLA, he pointed out De La Vibora is a guy that can be really lethal. Here's Cameron Arnold. Shot blocked by Pop. Arnold retains. Inside it goes. It deflects towards Sanderson, and he envelops it.
Well, some nervy moments there on the back line for Virginia, but as you just know, De La Vibora showing why he is one of the most dangerous players on this roster. He's been doing this for the last 2 years at Marshall, now at UCLA. When he gets going, he is so crafty with the ball at his feet and hard to take it off.
Here's Amaro playing in a wide position. Aguilar, who started the final 7 games of his freshman season, now a sophomore. Bruins team that's trying to get on the same page. Coach Jordan saying, look, we like this group a lot. You know, preseasons are never without some challenges with getting some guys fit or clear. You know, hopefully we've got our best group going to start the year. But in terms of playing style, philosophy, we don't look to change too much from what we were a year ago. Nixon whacks it long. And Sebastian Pop tried to usher it out. Nice hustle from Cameron Arnold. Guy who scored 13 goals with James Madison over the last 4 years. Dos Santos flicks it around right, puts it into space. Alex Parvu. Duels defense. Parvu, the juke, the cross in towards Machazi. And now Amaro as UCLA hopes the counter is on. Amaro. The overlapping run here from Nixon. So Olue has 2 to defend. Interior, Aguilar. De La Vibora picks his head up. Serves it towards the back stick. Nobody there. And Olue dropping it off to Sanderson. It crawled out of play. Corner kick UCLA.
A little bit of an unforced error there from Sammy Olue. Just a miscommunication between he and Spencer Sanderson in the net, and a little bit fortunate this one goes out for a corner kick. But this game's starting to open up a little bit. You can see where Virginia wants to play through midfield and get it wide to create chances. You see Kyle Johnson going back and giving a yellow card for that challenge on Marco Dos Santos in the build-up for Virginia. It's well done to play the advantage and then come back. But on the flip side, UCLA has found a lot of space in midfield, and they're kind of having their way in possession in knocking the ball through the center of midfield. So if you're Virginia, can you get the shape on the defensive side of the ball a little bit more tight and not allow UCLA to connect in and around that box?
Amaro to trigger towards the near post, and Arnold pops it too high. So Virginia in this 3-5-2 formation, something that they have used now over the last few years. Here's Pop, one of those 3 center backs. Machazi, 12 goals last season with the Spartans of San Jose State. We'll try to make Marco Dos Santos his best friend, considering the playmaking abilities that 21 in Navy's got. Here's Tanjagora, second-year player from Senegal. UCLA currently defending with a bank of 5 in the back. Lamb tries to go over the top, just misses Machazi. And we're going back to that yellow card that was given out.
Well, again, it was a correct decision from Kyle Johnson to play advantage here, because Virginia is playing through midfield and they're getting out on the attack. Ends up being half a chance off the boot of Alex Parvu. But again, a good decision from the center referee to come back and assess that yellow card on De La Vibora for a tackle in which he leaves both feet, comes in late, and certainly is a caution.
And look, there is a lot to learn about this UCLA team, and I think we'll figure out a lot on night 1, considering all the transfers they brought in. But De La Vibora is poised to be one of their better players, so he's got to be careful the rest of the way. Parvu scurries to the byline. That take a touch? No, it's going to be UCLA ball, and I believe there was a foul inside the 18 against Virginia's Machazi for a shove. There is Kyle Johnson, Willie Steffen, and Ian Walston on the sidelines with Patrick Stefan as the fourth official tonight. All four of those gentlemen working with video review and challenges for the first time in men's soccer. Virginia under George Gelnovac in his now 31st season, 23-7 in season openers under his leadership. Cavs have won 10 of their last 11 openers. They beat San Diego State 2-0 in last year's lid lifter. As Smith goes down. And going to stop the clock here. Aguilar involved in the collision. And Brendan Lamb getting a talking to from Kyle Johnson. Aaron Price surveys. The back post it goes. Chance for Smith. He thought he was being tugged down by Richter, but it ends up as a UCLA goal kick.
Certainly a lot of physicality in the box with two big forwards for Virginia doing battle with those two big center backs of UCLA. But this is a fantastic ball into the box from Zachary Aaron Price. And this is where Virginia is at their best, when they can establish possession in the attacking half and get those outside center backs involved in the attack. So Aaron Price steps in there, adds a number in midfield, is able to pick his head up and whip one to the back post in a very dangerous spot.
And Patty, that's what makes Virginia a little bit different, right? They like to activate those outside center backs in their three-back formation. We've seen other teams use this formation, but all three center backs will stay at home.
And really, all three center backs for Virginia are good in possession. It's been a staple of George Gelnovac's team. The first center back that I saw for George Gelnovac in a three-back system that was very comfortable with his feet and possession-oriented is sitting on the UCLA sideline tonight in Sergi News. So George might correct me after the game, but I think that might be the first time that he went to the three-back system was to deploy Sergi News in that center-back position. And he did it for the same reason that he has these three. They're very good with the ball at their feet. They can break lines with passing, and they can be that first line of attack.
Dos Santos, his delivery behind Smith. Sergi News, who played 3 seasons here at Virginia from 2016 to 2018. Second team all ACC selection one of those years. Aaron Price with 2 hands right on Cameron Arnold, and a yellow card is coming out.
Take your time. Hey, can I ask a question? Is he not the last man? Okay. I'd like to understand, because it looked to me like he was on his way to goal.
It just takes a little bit of a funny skip for Zach Aaron Price, and he knows exactly what he's doing here. A professional foul to stop the attack of UCLA. You can see Sebastian Pop coming across, and that's the reason that it's not denial of a goal-scoring opportunity and a potential red card, because I think Sebastian Pop will get there, but nonetheless, certainly a yellow card for Zach Aaron Price.
And great stuff from our crew here in Charlottesville, picking up the audio of Ryan Jordan asking the fourth official if he was the last offender.
And by the way, if Ryan Jordan thought he was the last offender, we would be seeing a challenge. So I think he's just putting it in the ear of the fourth official here early.
Strike.
Jaime Amaro will take the free kick here for UCLA. Just about 20 yards out. 10 goals and 7 assists last season with Bryant, helping them make the Sweet 16. Virginia with a 5-man wall. Shakir Nixon is the man standing right outside of the D. Amaro, who was a 3rd-round pick by the Galaxy in the MLS draft this offseason, elected to stay in college and transfer. Amaro strikes. Took a deflection off the top of the crossbar.
It's a really good effort here from the junior Spaniard. You can see what he's trying to do. Just get it up and over that wall. He hits it so pure with that topspin. It's dipping the whole way. Unfortunately for the Bruins, can't quite get that one underneath the crossbar, but a good effort there from Jaime Amaro.
Machazi lets it bounce. Keeps control. Smith brought down right on the edge of the box. Let's see what the referee decides. It'll be a free kick right on the edge of the 18.
Well, it's good work initially from Arnold Machazi to find possession of that ball and then slip one into A.J. Smith. You see there what A.J. Smith is capable of, though. He's got that big frame, does really well in holding off Mathis Richter, not allowing the center back to get in between he and the ball. It's a good turn and certainly a foul there on the top of the box and a yellow card for Richter.
I mean, Patty, this guy, Smith, he is a tank. He is an Adonis out there. The broad shoulders, 6'4". It's tough to take him down even when you're trying to.
Well, he's all of 6'4", 190, and when he gets in spots like that and uses that big frame well, you're never going to get the ball off of him. Now, this is a really dangerous spot to win a free kick. The tricky part about this free kick is because it's so close to the top of the box. There's not a lot of room to get the ball up and over the wall and back down. So look here on your screen. If whoever takes this one for Virginia, and I would expect it would be Marco Dos Santos, this would be a spot in which you might try going to the far post and seeing if you can beat Ryan Tiltak with power to that far post low.
So it's Dos Santos and Machazi. UCLA with 6 on the wall. Arnold Machazi lasers one low. Big save, Tiltak. Arnold Machazi bidding for his first as a Who. That's got to be a big confidence builder for Tiltak, who saw Kevin Box a year ago start the remaining 10 games of the season. Tiltak back in there. Big moment.
But it's a good save from Tiltak in the end. It is that low one to the far post that we were just talking about before they took that free kick. And it's hit well here from Arnold Machazi. You would like to see this one a little bit tighter to that post, but nonetheless, that's a quality save from Ryan Tiltak and a tough one coming through all those bodies in the box.
Sanderson thought about going back. Instead, he'll collect. And for a player like that on the edge of the 18, right, I know he's trying to curl it towards that far post. Is he able to use his laces there, or he's got to use the inside of his foot?
He could use the laces, but I think from that distance and a player of Machazi's quality, he can get the power that he's looking for by using the inside of the foot, and you're going to get more accuracy there. I think the idea was right, though. You want to go power and low and force Tiltak to make the save through bodies, which the sophomore goalkeeper did a really good job in doing so.
Under 20 to play now in the first half. Shots are in favor of UCLA, 3-2. The Bruins have had the only corner so far as Tanjagora is forced to the deck. Aaron Price notices something. Drives it to Parvu. Slides it to Marco Dos Santos. Right defends. Dos Santos to the byline. Just evades everyone. If you blink, you're going to miss Virginia in transition.
Now you're starting to see where Virginia is good in possession. It starts with Aaron Price and switching the point of attack, but Marco Dos Santos, again, popping up in a really good spot and then running at that back line, running at Trey Wright. He gets end line and is just trying to smash that one back across the 6-yard box. It gets away from a little bit high, but again, Virginia starting to build into this game here in the last 10, 15 minutes and looking dangerous on the attacking side of the ball.
In regards to Dos Santos, Patty, I remember speaking with Coach Gelnovich actually at the beginning of last year after he transferred from Boston College, and he was telling us, like, when he went into the portal, like, the light bulbs went off in the office. Like, we got to go get this guy. He's the perfect fit for our system.
But he's been just that. I mean, he had a tremendous 2025 campaign, and now will take an even bigger role as one of the captains of this team. But his creativity and the technical ability is really unmatched anywhere in the conference. So if he can take another step here this fall, he will become one of the nation's best at that number 10 spot.
Ulue with Lamb right behind him. Tanjagora with the stiff arm of Aguilar. Makatuya tries to solve the clutter here and can't. Aguilar on the interception. Up to Cam Arnold, taking on 2 Cavalier defenders. Arnold stops on a dime. Moves it to his right. Shoots! Just misses.
Virginia.
That's a good counterattack here from UCLA, and Cam Arnold on an island by himself does really well. You can tell he always wants to go right. Cuts it back only to bring it to that favored right foot. Gets just enough, just a yard, to put a good effort, ultimately always going wide. But again, Cam Arnold, the 5th-year transfer from JMU, you can see where he is so dangerous in creating chances on his own.
Got a foul at midfield here that's going to nullify the opportunity for Marvu on the far side. All right, coming up on the collegiate soccer slate, number 5 Michigan State takes on number 7 North Carolina in an early season women's soccer match. That's coming up on Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern time. Second game here at Klockner Stadium today. The Virginia women dominating LaSalle. Final score of 7-0 as Steve Swanson's team improves to 3-0 on the season. That was pretty much no contest after 25 minutes, but this one tightly contested here. UCLA values these cross-country trips, something Coach Jordan wants to have his team experience, the bonding. And they do a lot of travel, no doubt about that, being in the Big Ten and being located on the West Coast. But, you know, they figure, hey, if, you know, we're going to play a tough team out west, we might as well make it an experience for our guys and just do the travel. Arnold flicks it on. Via Uriz.
Virginia.
Let's get up.
UCLA has several guys on its roster listed as 5th-year players, but they're first in college. Via Uriz is one of those guys, so they are an older team here in 2026. They brought in the number 1 freshman class at the start of last year. Some of those guys they've said goodbye to, and now they've got more grizzled vets.
Theo Ruiz is another player who has played in big games, not necessarily in college soccer, but throughout his career in Spain. A guy who's comfortable on the ball, and there you see stepping into midfield, winning possession, and then getting involved in the attack in the opponent's box.
Yeah, kind of had to do a double take there, Patty. Like, oh, center back going up into the box. Okay. Clearly he's comfortable. Tiltak, who had a phenomenal preseason according to his head coach. No doubt that he would be the starter. Here's Nixon, the leading returner in minutes for UCLA. All Big Ten tournament team selection. The Bruins were the 4 seed in the Big Ten tournament last year, and they took on a Maryland squad that was undefeated in conference play in the regular season, beat them in the semifinals, and then they wiped out Michigan State 5-0 in the championship game. Arnold, a step here on pop. Cameron Arnold with another opportunity, lays it across, and the emergency defense from Virginia, Makatuya.
Well, we've seen this a couple times from UCLA, getting out in transition quick. Sebastian Pop does well to force Cameron Arnold outside, and you can see what Arnold's trying to do in whipping that one across. The freshman, Isaac Makatuya, does so well in recovery to get into a spot and not allow the on-rushing David De La Bora a tap-in on that back post.
And we got the sense that it was a competition at right center back in the preseason for Virginia after the departure of Nick Dang. Makatuya and Parker Sloan is going to see some minutes this year for sure. But Makatuya, as a freshman coming in from Houston, really locks down that spot. Oliver Roach enters the match for UCLA. Roach, the only returning player for UCLA with multiple goals a year ago. He had 5. As Finot Piet also is in, a first-year Bruin. Roach in his second season with UCLA, moving over from Virginia Tech, where he scored 9 goals with the Hokies. So Cameron Arnold exits, and you'd have to really commend his first shift in the regular season as a Bruin. Very noticeable, impactful. Newell's not on the same page that time with PA. Virginia's throw. Crafty stuff from Parvu. And Dos Santos can't get it to Lamb. Dozen minutes to go here in the first half. In these settled moments, Patty, where can Virginia be a little bit better?
Well, I think they can be better in connecting the lines from the back to the front. And what I mean by that is getting those midfield 3 more involved, getting it to the feet really of Bakary Tangagora and Brendan Lamb, and letting those deep-lying midfielders be the connection points. You want that man, Marco Dos Santos, to be a little higher and get pockets of space where he can be creative in creating chances. But we really haven't seen in the opening half hour from Virginia the ability to build through possession, to break lines, to get it wide. And that's where they'll be at their best. Certainly this is the opening match of the season, and that will come with time. But for George Gelnovac, as they head into halftime and come out for the second 45, can they get the midfield more involved and get the ball working side to side to get some of those speedy wingbacks involved in the attack?
And look, Patty, the shoes of Umberto Pella and Alvin Gashi, they are big to fill. But Coach Gelnovac, he really opened up my eyes when he said this. He's like, the 2 center mids, Lamb and Tangagora, they have not skipped a beat. They have fit in seamlessly in those roles.
But I think it's unsurprising. I mean, both of those guys have played big roles, be it off the bench or in the starting lineup. And I think they're ready. They're ready to take the next step. Now, is the next step in game 1? Maybe, maybe not. It's yet to be determined. But I think Brendan Lamb certainly can be that calming presence in midfield. And Bakary Tangagora is a two-way midfielder. When he is at his best, he is among the best in the conference and the country. So if he can grow as this fall builds on, this is a Virginia team that could go very deep come postseason.
Ten minutes to go in this first half. Appreciate you joining us on the ride tonight. Season opener, UCLA and Virginia. 2 storied programs that have combined for 95 appearances in the NCAA tournament, 28 college cups, and 11 national titles. Lifted towards Roach. And Alue shepherds it out for a Virginia throw. Cavaliers a perfect 8-0-4 here at home last season. They have not lost here at Klockner since the 25 Sweet 16 against UMass. Now they lost to UNCG, but that was a penalty kicks. Goes down as a tie. Second round of the tournament last year. Dos Santos coughs it up. Tried to wrap up Marta Carrena. Tangagora taking some hacks and whacks here at Aguilar. Newells. That's put to a stop. Maka Tuya with another denial. Aguilar gets the picture as he feeds to Newells, and Roach can't play the give and go. Two center mids getting involved, but Machazi turns it over. Aguilar with space, drives it back. Sanderson with the save. Sprawling to his left to say no to Martha Carrera.
Bruins.
Well, Arnold Machazi's got to be better in his hold-up play because this is a cheap giveaway and it turns into the best chance of the night for UCLA. It's well worked in transition from the Bruins to play through midfield and then spray one out here to Adrian Aguilar. Montagorena does well to follow on that play, hit this one first time, and that is a really tricky save. Going back to his near post for Spencer Sanderson through a bunch of bodies. And if the Virginia comes out with a result tonight, you will circle that moment in time because that's a tremendous save.
In it goes for UCLA off the set piece. Zach Knowles and his mates celebrate as the Bruins notch the first on the road.
Well, it's initially a short corner straight off the training ground. It's well worked, and a ball just lofted to that back post. I'm not sure how much Zach Knowles knows about this, but it drops perfectly to his head, and the transfer from UC Davis does so well. Not to try to do too much with that one, just to flick it to the back post. Absolutely nothing Spencer Sanderson can do, and a 1-0 lead here in the first half for the traveling Bruins.
So Zach Knowles, the transfer from UC Davis, with his first as a Bruin in minute 38. Scored 2 goals last season with the Aggies. Helped UC Davis bring in a Big West tournament title 2 years back. And there was a lot of congestion, Patty, inside that 6-yard box. Mathis Richter, at the very least, provided a screen, helping the Bruins get on the board. Makatuya tied up here with Roach. Goal kick for Virginia. Here's Knowles. One-time pass from Amaro, failed the first time. Now finds Nixon. Virginia steers it clear. Give the Bruins a lot of credit here, posing problems for George Gelnevach and company, and we knew this team would be legit, coming off a Big Ten tournament title. Just a matter of how quick would the new guys assimilate. And not to say that we could find a perfect answer for that in the first 39 minutes of the season, but they've looked calm and with good presence here on the road.
Well, they have, and they've connected passes, they've looked good in possession, and certainly they've had the better chances here in this first half.
Long throw from Wright. Well, back heel there that Sanderson manages easily. ACC Huddle road trip continues through August 24th. Catch exclusive interviews with players and coaches of your favorite ACC team. ACC Network, ESPN app, places to be. Cavaliers playing in 12 home matches this season of the 16. Their first 7 here at Klockner Stadium, and all 8 of their non-conference games are right here at Klockner. They've got High Point, a ranked squad, coming up on Monday. So Santos runs right into the back of Knowles.
Foul, Virginia.
We're going to hold the clock here as the Bruins are taking their time, and they finally decide that Tiltak will be the one to launch it deep. Very physical first half. Aaron Price lays the lumber. Free kick, Virginia.
Foul, UCLA.
So here's Sanderson. There's a torn hamstring in the spring of 2025 that forced Virginia to add another goalie to the roster. That was Casper Moles last year. And Sanderson, after, I don't want to say losing his starting spot, but just losing the chance to get it, got 2 opportunities last year when Moles went down, but he was unavailable, and so those starts went to Caleb Tunks. But Coach Gelnevach saying in the springtime, Sanderson proved that he would be our bona fide number 1. Lamb elevates it long. So Santos making the run over there alongside Drew Serafino. Guy who has played just 9 times with Virginia over the last 2 years. Was injured a couple of years back. Virginia overloading that far side for the moment. Dos Santos with it here. Makatuya tried to wedge it in, could not. Chase Duke is in the match for UVA, 13 in Navy, his first collegiate minutes. Real Salt Lake Academy, he's from OKC. Sanderson off his line. Allowed to pick it up if he dribbles it inside his own 18-yard box. Serafino to Dos Santos. He's so great at just carving out a little bit of space for himself to make the next pass. Belue. No options as he's sealed off by Nixon. Aaron Price. Cavalier falls down, that's Duke. Belue retains. Give and go with Smith. And back out to center. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Pop goes for a journey. Dos Santos with the right foot. Out of nowhere with a missile.
Bruins.
But it's better possession here in the attacking half from Virginia. Finally starting to find the feet of some of those central players and push and pull these UCLA back line out of their traditional spots. This time it's a good entry ball here into the feet of Marco Dos Santos. And when you can get in these attacking spots, in the pockets of space just in front of that back line, I don't mind this from the senior. He picks his head up, he knows what he wants to do, and he hits that one really well. It's always rising and never going to test Ryan Tiltak, but it's a better stretch there from Virginia here to end the first half.
Right, because it puts the UCLA back line, Patty, like on high alert, like, oh, this guy will shoot too, he's not just a playmaker.
It's just that pocket of space, you know, and getting behind the midfield of UCLA and in front of that back line that asks questions. Are the center backs going to step? Are they going to have to drop players in like Zach Newell's to find Marco Dos Santos if he starts to get those pockets of space? So as we go to the second half for Virginia, can they find those a little bit more and start to ask more questions of UCLA? It's been a really organized Bruin team here in the opening 45, and I think they've frustrated Virginia to a certain extent when the Cavaliers are in possession, in not allowing those balls over the top, not allowing extended possession in and around that 18-yard box. And you get the sense that as we head to the second half, Virginia will have their times, and they will start to build into this game and create that combination play that George Gelnevach has come to be known for here in the ACC. But the Cavaliers need a little bit more of that from their front line and a little more creativity as they head into the second frame.
By the way, second time Kyle Johnson has stopped the clock as he tries to make sure the Bruins don't massage the clock. Here's Nixon. Thought about sending it down the line. Now does for Amaro. Aguilar. Horizontal for Marta Carrena. The time on the video board has stopped as it recalibrates. Now it's back down to 20. That's where it's supposed to be. Richter to a different stratosphere. Serafino heads it away. 10 ticks to go here in the first half.
8, 7, 6.
Aguilar out of the maze.
4,
Right looks up.
3, 2.
One final cross
1.
here towards Sanderson. Easy to gobble up. 45 in the book here from Klockner Stadium. And second round. These fans have enjoyed a lot of success here at Klockner Stadium. UCLA trying to spoil the party. Let me ask you this, Patty. With the 1-0 lead on the road at Klockner, not too many teams do that. So how do the Bruins manage that in the final 45?
I think you don't want to change too much if you're Ryan Jordan. It was a really organized half from UCLA, and they got behind the ball on the defensive side, picked and chose their times to go forward. When they did, they looked dangerous in transition and had more possession than Virginia. So I'm not sure. You certainly don't want to drop in and allow Virginia to come to you, because when Virginia can get some of that established possession in the attacking half, they're one of the most dynamic teams in the country. So I think it's more of the same, really, more than anything else for UCLA. Continue to frustrate Virginia and not allow them to get in behind to create the chances.
There's Zach Knowles. Goal number 7 of his collegiate career, UC Davis transfer. UCLA deploying 6 transfers in its first 11 tonight. There's Spencer Sanderson for the Hoos, making his first collegiate start in his 3rd year in college. MLS Next Pro champ with Austin FC Academy. Second half begins. UCLA pumps it towards the Virginia corner, forces the Cavaliers to throw it in. Francis Bonsu begins the second half on the pitch here for UCLA, the sophomore from Ghana, Gatorade Player of the Year out of New York 2 seasons back, right the Dream Academy. Scored a goal against Wisconsin a year ago.
Foul, Bruins.
Cavaliers, meanwhile, have made a change in the midfield. Ethan Martinez is on. Martinez, a guy that Coach Gelnevach is really high on, coming in from Santa Clara.
And with that addition to midfield, what you'll see is Marco dos Santos getting a little higher and allowing him to play more as a false 9, playing off of A.J. Smith and creating a little bit of a different look here. And so between Ethan Martinez and Marco dos Santos, 2 really clever players, playing a little bit higher behind A.J. Smith. Look for a little bit of a different look here from Virginia to start the second half.
Martinez leading Santa Clara in minutes last season. Virginia has also brought on Prince Abanfo on the far side wingback spot, wearing 12 in Navy. Another first-year guy that's getting some opportunity for Coach Gelnevach this year. Tiltak turns it over to Parvu, and down goes Pierre. Yellow card handed out.
Foul, Virginia. Yellow card issued to the Cavaliers.
Parvu, who is known for his aggression, no-nonsense type of player.
And Parvu just reaching for this one a little bit, catches the heel really of PA, and maybe a little hard done to go into the book there. Not a ton in that challenge.
Saw Zach Aaron Price get a yellow card for Virginia in the first half. No Bruin in the book just yet. Martinez puts it behind Parvu, who recovers, but doesn't have enough power on the pass. Smart to Carrena, inside for Roach. Takeaway for Tangagora. Roach is no stranger to playing Virginia. Faced the Cavaliers twice as a Hokie, never scored. Martinez fills in for his own mistake and gets it to A.J. Smith. Toys with the ball, moves it towards the byline and lifts it too high.
And already you can see the impact of the insertion of Ethan Martinez, finding a really good pocket of space there, turning and allowing Virginia to get at UCLA a little bit. That's a good sign for George Gelnevach in this second half. It's something we didn't really see in the first frame, and for Virginia, if they can get UCLA running at their own goal, it could spell trouble.
Lamb deducing his options. Dos Santos and Alabanfo. Some scintillating moves here from Prince. Tangagora. Here's Makatuya. Lamb now finds a pocket. Parvu starts to make a run on the near side. To Makatuya it goes. Makatuya takes on Marta Carrena. Interception from PA. Aguilar spins off the defender, and now UCLA can take a breath. Bruins 5-2 in their season openers under Ryan Jordan, now in his 8th year. After 5 years at Pacific, leading the Tigers to the second round of the tournament each of his final 3 years. 5 straight tournaments now for the Bruins. Marta Carrena to Roach. Sanderson scurries out to haul it in. By the way, a correction from earlier, 2 Bruins have received yellow cards, Richter and De La Vibera. Here's Aaron Price. Great article from Jeff White on VirginiaSports.com detailing the work that he did in the offseason. He was the youngest player at the MLS College Showcase, trained with Frankfurt in Germany during the springtime as well. A lot of attention on him in terms of the pro radar. Thea Uiz. Down the line it goes, and a foul called on PA.
Wow, Bruins.
Patty, you used the word choppy earlier to describe the first half, and the Bruins have made things a little bit choppy here in the second half too.
I think both of these teams, when they're at their best, they find that fluidity in possession and can knock the ball side to side and through midfield. Like I said, UCLA has done a really good job in not allowing Virginia to find those extended periods of possession that we've seen over the last few years, and especially in this style with the 3-back, as you see Aaron Price struggling a little bit here. When they can find the ball through midfield and play side to side, that's when they're at their best. It's been a little bit better here to start the second half, but for Virginia, they have to find the ball wide to get service into the box.
So they tend to injured Aaron Price here just outside of the box. Looks like Parker Sloan will be the man called upon to fill in. Now, you said down the stretch of the first half, Patty, that you'd like to see the two center mids activate a bit more and get their foot on the ball as well.
Well, that's right, and I think we've seen a little bit of that here to start the second half. Certainly, Tangagora has dropped a little deeper to find the ball, but as we move up the field and see Virginia have a little bit more possession, you see George Gelnovich having a conversation there with Ethan Martinez, AJ Smith. Ethan Martinez, especially, if he's going to play next to AJ Smith and a little bit in front of Marco dos Santos, find those pockets of space where you can break a line and start to be creative in that attacking third.
So Aaron Price will exit, and here comes the aforementioned Parker Sloan, a reliable veteran for this Virginia team, now in his 5th year with the program. Made 6 starts in 2025, described by his mates as a true blue-collar guy.
Back to the lines, back to the lines. Go, open the gate, face me, open the gate. Close one away.
Kim Johnston, the athletic trainer, ushering Aaron Price to the sideline as Virginia puts the ball back in play. Massive departure here for the Cavs. Bonsu takes it away. Bruins smelling 2. Off a pop. And Sebastian goes down. Oh no, that's 2 center backs now for the Who's that have some issues. With the potential of a head injury, our center referee Kyle Johnson puts the game to a halt.
You look back at the strike out of midfield, and I think Sebastian Pop just gets his face right in this one. That's not going to feel too good, but you notice that the 5th year Sebastian Pop, the savvy veteran that he is, realizes that, you know, head injury, he'd have to go off the pitch, and he popped up pretty fast once he realized play was stopped.
Seems to be okay as he makes the play to Makatuya. And now a chance to use his head. Diaz, one of the center backs, one of 9 Spaniards on the roster, 16 international players for UCLA. Lamb pumps it towards the corner. Martinez hustles. Steady work from Trey Wright, we mentioned off the top. Lamb, recipient of the collision there from PA.
Foul, Bruins.
Certainly a lack of rhythm right now, and the Bruins would be the team that would be more okay with that, considering their 1-0 lead. Goal in the first half from Zach Newells, 7 minutes before halftime. A Bonfo to Martinez. Mathis Richter steps in between.
Good.
Tangagora shields it. Lamb strikes from distance. It bobbles. Tiltak stays in front.
Go straight.
Hey, don't fake press, go! Go,
Go line.
Go!
Up.
Segura trying to call his own number. Makatuya doing equations in his head, seemingly. Out comes Tiltak.
And it's just a little bit too, that's just too stagnant there from Virginia. I mean, you see Makatuya being patient on the ball, but
Sloan puts it out. Go ahead, Patty.
I was just going to say, Makatuya is certainly patient on the ball, but the movement in midfield is sort of all the players in blue looking and trying to figure out what the next pass is going to be. If you can move that ball, even if you're going to move it across the back line, you have to start to move this UCLA team around the field and open up pockets of space, because they've been so organized and so disciplined on the defensive side that you're going to have to start to take some more risk as we head into the final half hour of this game. Perhaps it's a moment of individual brilliance, but there are players on this Virginia roster who are capable of running at that back line and having a little bit of individual flair, and I feel like that's what's missing in the opening really hour of this game now for Virginia.
And Patty, we've used the words interchangeable, freedom to discuss Virginia, right? You might put them on the board in some sort of formation, but these guys can play in multiple spots, and that's what makes Coach Gelnovac's team special throughout the years.
Well, it's true, and I think certainly the front three, but I would add the wing backs there. Those are all players who are very talented with the ball at their feet, and we've seen be dynamic in running at back line. So can we see a little bit more of that freedom and a little bit more of those give-and-go combinations in wide areas and start to get at UCLA, take a few more risks, and see if you can find the first goal of your season.
Dos Santos misfires on the pass for Lamb. A giveaway to PA. Play continues on, no whistle. Turnover to Aguilar. Right back to PA. Fino PA, the fifth-year man from Barcelona. Nixon fakes, dangles towards the interior. Virginia puts the ball back in play rapidly. Patty, I think the Bruins have been very good tonight. When they give the ball up, they don't give Virginia a lot in transition. We saw maybe a moment or two in the first half. Aside from that, they've been pretty good in that area. Long ball to Parvu. Brings it down, slides it across. It finds Nixon's foot.
Well, to that point, Corey, they really have, and they've condensed the field is what they've done really well. They've got numbers behind the ball, and then they've compressed the field into a very tight area, especially through the spine of Virginia, not allowed Virginia to have that combination play. And so if the team's going to do that, the way to stretch them is what we just saw, playing a little bit of a long ball, see if you get over the top and force UCLA to drop a little bit deeper and respect the ability to stretch the field through a long pass.
And this place is regarded as one of the bigger parks across the nation, and Virginia certainly wants to take advantage of that width. Pop sheds off a couple. Out wide to Parvu. Dos Santos fresh off a 10-assist season a year ago. His delivery took an initial deflection. Makatuya returns. Dos Santos. Back post delivery, headed down, and it goes wide.
You might see a challenge here from George Gelnovac, because A.J. Smith gets a little bit of just a tug right as this ball gets whipped across, but it's a better sequence of play for Virginia, and Marco Dos Santos very active here in the last few minutes.
Coach Gelnovac has to make that decision to challenge prior to the ball being put back in play.
That's a good cutback to that favored left foot, and then this is such a tasty ball to that back post, looking for the big A.J. Smith. Ever so slight a tug here from Mathis Richter, and if I'm George Gelnovac, I'm challenging this one, because you can see the tug, and you can see how much it puts off that big center forward.
He is not challenging. Coaches get 2 challenges to begin each match. The tweaks in the rules here in 2026. Harvu through the funnel. A little too overzealous on the pass there for Brendan Lamb. Bonsu lugs it into space. Nixon overlaps. Shakir Nixon looks up. Sprays it to the back post. Chance for UCLA. Sanderson parries it aside. And a long shot for Marta Carrera.
This is another quality save from Spencer Sanderson, getting down to his near post. There's not a lot in this one. It's a broken play. Just sprays back out to the sophomore Ander Marta Carrera, and he's been so active here tonight in that UCLA midfield. I'd like to hit that one first time and really test the third-year goalkeeper for Virginia.
Goal and 6 assists for Marta Carrera last year as a freshman. Open player on the back post. I believe that was Trey Wright for the Bruins, and he could not get solid contact on it. Tiltak in no particular hurry. Bring the ball to his hands. Once he does, he has 8 seconds to get rid of it, or else Virginia will get a corner. Dos Santos tries to fend off Trey Wright. The cutback. Turnover. Aguilar slides it inside. Virginia back on it with Lamb. Number 7, North Carolina on the women's side, taking on number 5, Michigan State. Women's soccer season about a week old. That match on Sunday coming up at 1 o'clock Eastern time on ACC Network and available on the ESPN app as well. A.J. Smith heads off for Virginia. Arnold Machazi returns for the Hoos, starting tonight in his Cavaliers debut.
Slide.
Martinez.
Up.
Ryan Jordan applauding from the sideline. He loves the way his Bruins have defended in this match. Here's Dos Santos. The great footwork. Tanjagora back to Dos Santos. Harvu recovers for the Hoos.
Inside. Back post, Francis.
Marta Carrera making things a bit prickly there for Dos Santos. It sense the Cavaliers are trying their best to pull the Bruins out of position, but they just won't bite.
Well, really in the last 10 minutes, too, UCLA has started to drop a bit deeper and allow Virginia more of the possession to run at their back line.
Abonfo. Marta Carrera puts it into space. Martinez, sturdy. Lamb ahead of Wright there. Dos Santos on his strong left foot. Booyah! A Marco missile to the back of the cage, and Virginia deadlocks the score.
This is as good as it gets from Marco Dos Santos. The last 5-10 minutes, you've seen him come alive in running at this UCLA back line. It's a good combination play from Virginia, playing through midfield. And then when Dos Santos gets this ball, watch him cut inside. He knows exactly what he wants to do. Puts on that favorite left foot, picks up his head, picks out that back post, and picks up the first goal of the season for Virginia. 1-1, 25 minutes to play here in Charlottesville.
That is as pristine of a shot as you could see. Terrific location. Precision. And Dos Santos, who scored just 1 goal last season against Clemson, on the board here in 2026.
And if we said it once, we said it 5 times, Corey. The Virginia, when they're at their best, gets that combination play through midfield. Now we finally saw 4 or 5 really good passes into the feet of one of your best players, your most creative player, and then you saw him create. He looked off numerous UCLA players. When he finally made his decision, you could see him pick his head up, put it on that favorite left foot. He doesn't try to do too much with it, curls it with the left foot, and puts it past Ryan Tiltak, who really was screened. I mean, a fantastic goal all around, both on the team level for Virginia, but in the individual level for Marco Dos Santos.
And that's kind of what you were begging for, right? Like those individuals to take onus themselves and say, I'm going to take a chance here, right? I'm going to challenge the back line and see what happens.
Well, you can see him coming alive to a certain extent here in the last 10 minutes. I mean, we've seen him pop up time and again on that right-hand side. We saw him whip a really dangerous ball in there 5 minutes ago for A.J. Smith. And he can be the guy for Virginia. He has been in the past, last fall at times, but now this is his team. He's the leader, he's the captain, he's the most creative, and you saw all of the above on display there in finding the equalizer for these Cavaliers.
Now on the Bruins side, they've brought back in a couple of starters. On the attacking side, Amaro and Cameron Arnold, who had a pretty good first half for UCLA. So, Patty, talk to me about the Bruins now, right? Their mission was to essentially defend the 1-0 lead. Now the game is tied, 25 minutes to go. What's going on in their minds?
But it's going to be a little tricky, to be honest, because we said it just before that goal that in the last 10 minutes, UCLA had dropped a little deeper and were inviting pressure from Virginia. In the first half, UCLA did a really good job of breaking up that possession for Virginia, not allowing the Cavaliers to build into the game. Now you get the sense that Virginia has found their swagger a little bit, and they found possession, they found the rhythm. So now can UCLA break that up, make the game a little bit more muddy when they're in defense, and then continue to try to expose Virginia in those transition moments and getting in behind and trying to find chances through the likes of Cameron Arnold.
Here's Amaro, who hit one off the crossbar on a free kick in the first half. And that doesn't really challenge Sanderson or his Who's back line.
Virginia.
Pretty even-keeled guy is Sanderson. Bonfo accelerates after it. Tries to get Machazi involved. Goal kick UCLA.
Goal kick Bruins.
Hey, sit. Line, Trey.
De La Vibera. Arnold in a tussle here with Pop. Lamb hit from behind.
Foul for the Bruins.
Diego Martinez with the foul that time for UCLA, but the Bruins win the ball back. Here's Marta Carrena. Another overlapping run from Nixon. He's got it now on Sloan.
Come on.
And referee determines that Machazi was held up. Virginia ball. And Mathis Richter goes down for UCLA.
Nothing.
Foul, Bruins.
Lamb connects with Dos Santos. Don't think that was intentional.
Good. Up.
Richter takes no chances. Makatuya switches the point of the attack towards a Bonfo. Nixon puts it towards the sideline. Virginia and UCLA meeting for the first time in 12 years. When they saw one another in the national title game in 2014, Virginia outlasted UCLA in penalties.
No foul. Wide.
Parvu.
There you go.
And now Lamb, his cross. Very appetizing for Machazi. Just couldn't get his foot to it.
Man, a really good sequence. Good patience there from Virginia to pick and choose their spots and ultimately slip one down to the byline for Brendan Lamb. You get the sense, Corey, that this game now has tilted since that goal, and that it's there for Virginia and for Virginia's taking. And it'll be interesting to see as time ticks down, does George Gelnovac continue to ask the question, to put the foot on the gas, perhaps insert some attacking players and really go for 3 points here in this opener.
And as we've discussed how many times, right, in discussing road teams coming to Klockner, UCLA with love 3. They get a point on the road against a ranked Virginia team coming cross country to start the season. That's a great way to begin the year.
That's a great result, no doubt. But I think for Ryan Jordan, the question is going to become, his team looks a little gassed. And as you see Alex Parvu go down there, do they have the stamina here to finish this one out strong? They were covering a lot of ground in the first half. It's been a little bit more condensed, dropping a little deeper here in the second. Can they see this game out?
Bruins will head back home to take on CSU Bakersfield on Monday night, 7 o'clock Pacific time. Kim Johnston now takes a look at Alex Parvu.
So 10 each side, and we'll go 10 out of the rocks.
As we touched on, Virginia and UCLA going to battle for the first time since 2014. Patty, 4,267 days ago. Where were you?
I think it was right there if I wasn't in the locker room. Seems like a long time ago.
Virginia beating UCLA in the national title game. The Cavaliers, one of their 7 national championships. And you were involved in the PKs, weren't you?
I was indeed. 12 years ago seems like a long time. That was a tremendously talented UCLA team, just stacked with talent. A Virginia team and my guys who were very stout defensively, didn't have a lot of the ball, but saw the game out 0-0 and ultimately were successful from the spot. But a lot of good memories and another really tremendous battle between these two programs. It just seems like time and again, these have been two of the most elite programs in college soccer, and that day and this day, both really quality battles.
You were fourth in the order, by the way, during the penalty kicks, and I asked Coach Gelnevach, no hesitation putting Patty fourth. He said, no, we wanted him there. And you had this very unique run-up style. You came from pretty far back to strike the ball. Am I not mistaken there?
You got to be known for something, Corey. I think, you know, we played in the quarterfinal that same year, and I think I was second in the order. So, you know, that one went in too, but I guess I got dropped to 4. But just really grateful to be a part of the tradition that is UVA men's soccer, and that team certainly really special, and always, you know, we'll hold a dear place in our heart to find star number 7.
It's got to be pretty cool to have that hardware. Yep. Special to hug that trophy.
Had to get a haircut, though.
Yeah, you look a lot more professional now.
You got to get a real job. I got a 401k now, Corey.
Oh, good for you. Bravo. Odd flex. Callie Brown, the defensive MVP. I'm curious if you remember the defensive game plan that Coach Gelnevach deployed there. He said that this forward Dunladi for UCLA was so speedy that you guys kind of backed off him a little bit. Am I correct?
Yeah, we dropped extremely deep and bunkered in and had a low block. A good slip here for the Santos.
Disrupted there by Thea Uriz. And now Dos Santos goes down. That ball, by the way, is attached to the corner flag. Virginia will throw it in. But before that, Dos Santos being stretched out.
And you see a lot of this early season, hopefully just a cramp for Marco Dos Santos. These guys have put in a tremendous amount of work in the preseason to get fit and to get their legs under them. But it will be a process, and certainly early season, not surprising to see a few players go down with cramps.
So here in the second half, we've seen Aaron Price go down, we've seen Parvu go down, and now the goal scorer Dos Santos, who leveled the game in the 65th. Virginia had exhibitions against VMI, Davidson, finished up the preseason schedule against Longwood on Saturday. UCLA with games against UC Riverside, UC Irvine, and UNLV all at home. The humidity has picked up a bit as the night has continued. Temperatures in the low 90s today here in Charlottesville. It's down to about 80 right now.
Okay, nice.
Dos Santos will walk off, and Luke Burns, third-year midfielder, is getting some final instructions.
Virginia certainly doesn't want to lose Dos Santos for the remainder of this match, but Luke Burns is another player that I think could take a big step this year. He's creative, he's crafty, he's got a good build, big frame, and can bring a lot off the bench. So look for him to perhaps make an immediate impact here for Virginia.
Scottsdale native, Phoenix Rising, one of the best club teams in the nation. He scored 2 goals in each of his first 2 years with the Hoos.
Entering number 10, Luke Burns.
So Virginia gets its first corner. 17 to play. Check that, it's a long throw from Parker Sloan. Back to UCLA. Sebastian Pop and Kyle Johnson. I think that was about dinner plans tonight. See if De La Vibra can be a difference maker as a playmaker here for UCLA. I believe that ball trickled out. It did. Virginia's throw.
Entering for the Bruins, number 23, Logan Hall.
Hall replaces Adrian Aguilar. Hall in his first season with UCLA, a Jacksonville transfer. He was the ASUN Freshman of the Year with the Dolphins last year and a former Florida Gatorade Player of the Year. Chazi runs right into Thea Uriz, and it's UCLA, the recipient and the beneficiary of the whistle. And George Gelnabach was not too pleased with that. Virginia saying that Thea Uriz disrupted the run of Machazi and stepped in his path. Bonfo steers it out. Under a quarter hour remaining here at Klockner. UCLA scoring in the first half. A goal in the 38th minute by Zach Newells. Marco Dos Santos scoring the equalizer in the 65th before going off with an injury. All in Sloan, the tandem here. All with great speed. Deflects off Sloan and a corner kick for the Bruins.
That's an important moment here for Virginia. They've had the better of the run of play here in the second half, but set piece coming. You got to be very focused, not allow another opportunity. We saw what UCLA is capable in the first half, and with 13 minutes to play, you want to be able to go for 3 points here. So you got to be very disciplined, very concentrated, and see this one out.
Morrow to provide the service. He has taken command of the set pieces, loops it to the back post. Here's Bakari Tanjagora. De La Vibra with an excellent slide. Marte Carrena. And UCLA would just love to shove the Cavaliers on this side of the field. Sloan steps in. And Alue was not expecting the pressure from behind. That's Hall. Tanjagora accelerates to midfield. Arnold will get a yellow card.
Yellow card issued to the Bruins.
And it's just a professional foul there from Cameron Arnold. He knows exactly what he's doing in pulling Tanjagora back. It's actually a very well-timed challenge and likely a good yellow card to take because Bakary Tanjagora is running at that UCLA back line. There's a lot of heavy legs, and stop that play right where it started in the midfield and allow the Bruins to get behind the ball.
Much power there from Tanjagora. And yeah, it works for Arnold, right? He makes a good decision there. Obviously, he's got to be careful now in a yellow card, but does not allow Virginia to hit on the counter.
Line. Up.
bypasses Pop. Amaro. De La Vibra on the outside. Here is De La Vibra. Shoots. Sanderson stays in front. De La Vibra has it back. Martinez. Lue finds the chest of the freshman Abanfo. Nixon slots it over to Hall. Ulue defends. Martinez. Pop gets ahead on it. Martinez tried to get there first, could not. And a foul on UCLA.
Bruins.
And now Brendan Lamb needs to be stretched out. Fourth different Cavalier to go down here in the second half. We wish the best there for Lamb. UCLA and Virginia with 10 minutes remaining. It's actually a very interesting connection on these two stabs. Sergi Noose, a one-time Cavalier player, an assistant coach for Ryan Jordan now. Noose with Virginia from 2016 to 2018, a second-team All-ACC defender back in 2017. And Patty, a teammate of yours.
Well, yes, indeed, and quite the character is Sergi Noose, but one of the best technical center backs that you'd see in college soccer. Just a really cerebral mind as a player, really technical. I'm not sure how many center backs you would see take free kicks and penalty kicks, but that was Sergi Noose, and so unsurprising to see him make the jump to the other side of the touchline as a coach, and really a tremendous recruiter, an asset for Ryan Jordan. And you can see how organized this UCLA team is, especially across that back line. Has a lot of Sergi Noose fingerprints all over it.
Yeah, he did a lot of good work with Oregon State as an assistant coach there for 3 seasons, helping the Beavers get to the tournament 3 times, College Cup in 23. Asked Coach Gelnovich about Sergi. He said, yeah, it's always great to see our former guys begin their coaching careers. We stay in touch with him quite a bit. He's always shooting us texts, letting us know he's watching some of our bigger matches. He's got a great future. He's going to make for a great head coach someday soon. Still the concern for Brendan Lamb. Captain, vocal leader on this Virginia team. Missed a huge chunk of last season after an injury in August against George Mason. That is Chase Duke, freshman. Tough to see for a guy that missed so much time last year.
Man, it's a guy who covers a lot of ground in Brendan Lamb, and certainly he's done the same here tonight. So you hope this may be some cramping and early season fatigue there setting in. But Chase Duke being inserted in this game, of course, he will slide up top, and you would think that Luke Barnes will drop a little bit deeper in midfield. This is a tricky spot, though, to be inserted into the midfield. This game has been back and forth, and so with only 10 minutes to play, you want to be able to settle the game and have some veteran presence in that center of the park.
Yeah, tough game to be dropped into, your first game in college, and oh, by the way, it's like a legit team in UCLA. This was never going to be a game that you just pencil in Virginia for 3 points. UCLA, the reigning Big Ten tournament champs, as Lamb is assisted off the field. So Parvu, Lamb, Aaron Price and Dos Santos all coming off here in the second half. And Virginia survive. Trey Wright to toss it in. Cavaliers on the sideline looking down at their watches. From the Virginia standpoint, you could tell Wright to back up, but he's accomplishing his goal, taking time off the clock. Probably a good 20 seconds or so came off. Sloan goes airborne. Burns gives it up. Logan Hall. Returns to Hall off the ricochet. He shoots and pockets one in. A super sub for UCLA. It's Logan Hall who puts the Bruins back in the lead.
Well, this is a chance that comes seemingly out of nowhere for Logan Hall. It's a broken play, really. Ball's bouncing around in midfield, and then this is the pocket of space, though, that has just been exited from Brandon Lamb right in front of that back three for Virginia. These are the spots you would expect to find him pop up, and nonetheless, Logan Hall does so well here, cutting back to that right foot. He knows exactly what he wants to do, does really well just to shake his defender and smash one of that far post. Nothing Spencer Sanderson could do to keep that one out, and the lead restored now for UCLA, only 9 minutes to play on the road.
We have seen two excellent shots go into the corner here in the second half. First from Dos Santos to equalize, and now Hall to put the Bruins in front. Virginia with 9 minutes to get the tying goal again. Cavaliers 10-1 in their last 11 season openers. The only loss in that stretch was in 2022 to Xavier. Martinez. Cleared aside by Machazi. Now Nixon. This will come back for a Virginia free kick. So Patty, for the Cavaliers, they want to get the equalizer here. 8 minutes to go. Like, when do they metaphorically have to press that eject button and just kind of go for it?
But now, 8 minutes left to play. You're gonna have to start to take some more risks and throw numbers forward. The tricky thing for Virginia is that, as we've noted, the spine of their team and really the core of their team has all exited this game with injuries, cramps, etc.
Martinez ends up being easy for Sanderson on the save of Marta Carrena.
And so just to finish that thought, Corey, there's a little bit of looking around, I think, in terms of who's going to turn this game around and who's going to turn this game on the head. Certainly there's still talent in this Virginia side, but a lot of new faces and a lot of players who perhaps haven't found themselves in this position thrown into the fire now with only 7 minutes to play. It's time to throw some numbers forward.
Abonfo. Trey Wright intervenes. And currently A.J. Smith's not on the field as well. Smith with a couple of shots in this game. We highlighted him in our open tonight. So you have reserves out there like Sloan and Martinez. And Abonfo on the ball right now. Couldn't wrap his foot around it that time. ACC Huddle road trip continues through August 24th. Catch exclusive interviews, players and coaches of your favorite ACC team. Virginia football opening up against NC State. Scott Stadium, August 29th. 9 days from today. Six minutes remaining. Clock stops. Bruins don't like it. Swings back to Virginia. Pop to Tanjagora. He zigzags towards the middle. He's pushed from behind by Amaro. Martinez to the outside, Abonfo. Late whistle here from the referee. He was not ready for the restart. He was painting the ground to signal 10 yards.
Yeah, but if you're the center referee and you're going to stop the game and not allow them to play fast, then you got to stop the clock as well, because it's not fair to try to put the ball in play if they haven't asked for 10 yards and you're not stopping the clock.
Now it gets stopped. It was Jaime Amaro who was standing right in front of Martinez, not allowing him to take it quick, at least towards the net. Martinez goes for goal, knuckles in, and a save by Tiltak. Corner kick, Virginia.
Cavalier corner kick.
Fans banging on the bleachers, hoping for a second. Martinez, a second look.
But hit that one just as well, Corey. That's two fantastic long-range strikes there from Ethan Martinez. Now again, corner coming. Can Virginia set it up, do it the right way, get numbers in the box, and perhaps get a chance up front?
Diego Martinez needed an extra second to collect himself. You saw the frustration from Luke Burns. He wanted to take that corner quickly. And now it's more settled for UVA. Gridlock inside the 18. Martinez serves. Fia Uriz gets the first head on it. Back outside it goes. Makatuya releases. That's blocked by Wright. And the Bruins stampede outside of their own 18. Here's Sanderson. Martinez hits the driver. Nixon to the sideline, fakes. He's got his keeper as an option, doesn't go there. And off of Machazi. Time the enemy here for the Who's with 3.5 to go. Heavy touch from Sloan. Makatuya bottled up there. Pop, held from behind. Play moves along. Pop darting towards the 18. Tanjagora, one-time cross. Off of Wright's head. UCLA is going to make a sub here. And it's Marcus Jackson who makes his collegiate debut, the reigning National Gatorade Player of the Year out of West Orange, New Jersey. Traffic jam inside the 6. Burns to Martinez. Thea Uriz in the way. The very busy Martinez. Back stick it goes off of Sloan's head. Took a deflection off UCLA, yes.
A lot of good ideas here on the set pieces from Virginia, seemingly all through the feet of Ethan Martinez, but time and again, they're trying new things, and each and every one of them has been dangerous there off the foot of the second-year Martinez.
Virginia initially thought, Patty, it had a corner. Officials took a long time to determine it was a UCLA goal kick. Here it is again. Burns wins the ball. Duke somersaults down. Luke Burns wants the ball. Four starters for Virginia out of the match right now because of injury. Now Shakir Nixon is on the ground for UCLA. Martinez mails it into the 18. Up it goes, and Jackson gets ahead on it. Foot race here. Burns wins it initially against Marta Carrena. Ethan Martinez.
1 minute to play.
Here's Pop. Chase Duke airmails it. Time growing short here for Virginia. Maybe one last chance. Makatuya with 25. Struggles with his dribble. That's a foul on Arnold. Ryan Jordan tells his squad, back up. And Makatuya in a disagreement with a sub for the Bruins on the sideline. 16.7 to go. And Martinez is the one that's going to take it. So Makatuya defers. Sanderson back for Virginia. Towards Olue. And the header from the hero tonight, Hall. 9 seconds remaining. Olue puts some muscle into it. And UCLA hands Virginia an L here at Klockner to begin 2026. A cross-country trip, and the Bruins get 3 points. 2-1, the victory over number 11 UVA.
On Monday, August 24th at